Hi everyone, I'm Roger Grimes. I'm the Data-Driven Defense Evangelist for KnowBe4. Here today to talk about National Cybersecurity Awareness Month and my new tool, the Multi-Factor Authentication Security Assessment MFA tool. So the first thing is, how important is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month? Well, since social engineering and phishing accounts for 70 to 90% of all successful data breaches, and nothing else is even close to it. Unpatched software is responsible for 20 to 40% of all successful data breaches, and then everything else added up all together only accounts for maybe 1% to 10% of all successful hacking. So the fact that phishing and social engineering is responsible for 70 to 90% of it, it's a pretty important topic that everybody needs to learn about social engineering and phishing and how to fight it. You need to do it technically and also with security awareness training. But today I'm going to talk about our multi-factor authentication security assessment tool. And maybe the first question is, what is multi-factor authentication? If you don't know about that, that means some type of authentication where you have to do two things to prove your identity. So single-factor authentication, like where you have a login name and a password, with your password being the only thing you have to provide to prove that you have ownership of the identity, that's single factor. Multi-factor is you're providing two things at least. It could be like a password and you have some type of hardware dongle. It could be that you're using a pen and a fingerprint. It could be that you're doing a password and a pen. It could be that you're solving some type of problem on the screen that only you know how to answer. It could be like a little password puzzle or connect the dots puzzle plus your pen. But multi-factor authentication means that you're providing two or more authentication factors to be successfully authenticated. And I'm excited to announce our multi-factor authentication security assessment tool. A lot of that came out of my brain. I'm even writing a book on it right now, but it came about because Kevin Mitnick, KnowBe4's chief hacking officer, showed how to hack around one form of MFA, and the world and the Twitterverse and everybody went crazy saying, I can't believe it was so easy to get around multi-factor authentication. And I was kind of surprised because I was thinking off the top of my head, I know 10 ways to hack multi-factor authentication. By the time I was actually writing it down and I wrote a column in CSO magazine for it, I'd come up with 10 or 11 ways. Then we decided to do a presentation. I was up to 12 ways, and today I know how to hack multi-factor authentication 38 different ways, and probably going to have more by the time I'm finished with my book for Wiley in a couple of months. But the whole idea is that multi-factor authentication is a good thing, but it can be hacked. And there's a difference between can't be hacked and could be hacked. So if you use a multi-factor authentication, you still have to be concerned about it. If you're interested in more information on this, you can go to our blog site at knowbe4.com/resources. We've got an ebook on hacking multi-factor authentication there. We have the MFA tool there. Also, you can connect with me on Twitter at Roger A. Grimes and on LinkedIn at Roger A. Grimes as well. So thanks everyone for showing up and try that MFA tool out.